What's up, YouTube? I'm Robert, and this is the B1KER Bar Podcast live stream. Man, my freaking camera, it looks like it's just like zoomed way in today. I don't know what I did. Something last night when I was drinking, probably. If you guys missed it over on the B1KER channel, it was quite the live stream last night. It was pretty fun, but nonetheless, here we are on the B1KER Bar, and it's episode 72. Our guest tonight is Cobra Kyle. If you're not familiar with him and his channel, then you've come to the right place. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get started here. Let's talk about the sponsors of this show, which is all of you out there on Patreon. So if you guys want to be a sponsor of the show and help me out, help this channel keep growing, then swing by patreon.com and search B1KER, B1KER, and you'll be there. And that'll be that's definitely very much appreciated. I always tell people things like, when you go to the restaurant and the waitress brings your food out and you give her 20% of what your bill is, that's a lot for just carrying food, right? Writing down an order. Here you are, you're like getting entertained on a weekly basis, get some coupon deals here and there. Good stuff. I think it's worth $1, right? So swing by Patreon and help me out. If you want to help me out more than that, then you can do the $5 tier, which I don't remember what I call it. Happy hour or something like that. Anyways, you get a sticker pack with that one as well, as you get some extra content over there, and definitely, like I said, you get to help out the channel. Also, if you're local to Northern California, whenever I do group rides and stuff like that, I post it only to Patreon. I don't usually put those out to the public, so that's another little perk if you ever want to hook up that way. If you can do me a favor, swing by Instagram and give that a follow if you don't already. That'd be really cool, because I'm trying to get that numbers over there bigger. And I don't know what the deal is with Facebook. Those of you guys that have Facebook, I'm pretty sure everybody has a Facebook. You can follow the Facebook page instead if you don't want to do Instagram. Same stuff over there. So oddly enough, I think they're owned by the same company. So you can post one and it posts to everything. So don't follow them both unless you want to see it 2 times. But I guess you could. It's up to you. And those of you guys that throw up the super chats while we're talking, I really appreciate it. I really do. That's another way that you can help out. And other than that, let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to bring Kyle back in, and here he is. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, man. How's
it going?
Good.
Right on,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You like brushed your hair and everything, man.
This is the first time combing my hair in months. It's a special occasion.
I was watching your videos and I'm like, this guy never combs his hair, man.
he's crusty. This is an illusion.
Right? Dude, so you've been at this for a while, man. I think the last time that you were on the B1KER Bar, we did it was like a newbie like channel kind of thing. I had like 3 guys on.
Yeah, we just all hit 1,000 subs right then.
Oh, really? That's super cool. That's super cool. I totally I was trying to remember exactly what the premise was, and I just remember that you were on there, and that was a long time ago, though, man.
It was. That was a solid 2 years ago, I think.
So you're 6,000 subs now, huh?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
7 by the end of the year, but
yeah,
that's the goal.
How's the growth? Is it picking up, or?
It's been good this year, because I started the year with, I think, 1,800.
Oh wow! So it's been a real good year.
Yeah, it's not like a huge jump, but I mean it's
more than double.
Yeah,
I mean, I would love to more than double in a year. That would be cool.
Yeah, the goal was 3,000. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm happy. Yeah, it's
right on. What do you attribute that to?
I think COVID, if I can say that on here, honestly. I mean, a lot of people were at home, probably watching YouTube, and I had a little extra time because of it as well, and I put more effort into this since I had the extra time. So that always shows, Yeah, for sure.
You can definitely tell whenever that happens, because your content just gets better,
at least I hope so. I mean,
right. Well, obviously, I mean, if you're getting that kind of growth, so that's really exciting, dude.
Yeah, dude.
What got you started? Actually, let's go ahead and start there.
I don't know. It's just like a creative outlet in a sense. I used to be like a musician, and I started making like drum covers of all things, and that kind of got boring. I started biking more, and I was like, it'd be interesting to just kind of like film local trails and talk about it and stuff. So I just started and absolutely loved it and haven't stopped.
So you weren't into mountain biking like all your life? It's something fairly new to you?
Sort of. I when I first moved to Texas, like in 2012, I bought a cheap trek bike and mountain biked for a little bit, then got into road biking for a few years, and then got bored of that. So I was like, I want to go back to mountain biking, and that's that was about 3 or 4 years ago, and that's when I started to really get obsessed with it.
Oh, right on, dude. That's pretty cool, man. So you're a road biker for a while, huh?
Yeah, I actually just sold it like a month ago, or maybe even
really giving it up, huh?
Yeah, it just hung in the garage for too long, and like I had it for sentimental value. But after a while, I was like, I could use the cash more than an old road bike just sitting there.
Yeah. And everything's selling for like primo money right now too.
Top
so
dollar.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting rid of some of my bikes, but not because like not because I'm going to actually get rid of them. It's because like I want to buy other bikes. So it's like I only have so much space on the wall. So I'm like, well, if I get rid of that one, I can put another one in its place.
Exactly. So. That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. What are you looking at?
Actually a gravel bike.
Oh man, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, you too?
Yeah, well, I have one. And for whatever reason, like I don't know, man, why I want to get rid of it. I'm like, I don't like the color.
Simple as that.
It is that pathetic. It really is. I like contemplated getting it painted, and I'm like, no, I really want another bike.
You got to start fresh, new bike.
I'm like, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this thing. I only pretty much ride it as mostly a road bike, and it's like I don't have any reason other than like I want another bike. Like that's really it.
That's the problem with this hobby.
Yeah, it's expensive, man.
It is.
Yeah. So which ones are up on which ones are you looking for?
The main one right now, it's the Marin DSX. I guess it's their new flat bar gravel bike.
Oh.
And essentially all it is to me is like a vintage mountain bike with modern parts. And it looks fun. It's fully rigid, and I don't know, it's under $1,000. So
that's wow, it's not very
relatively cheap, I guess. So
yeah. It
looks cool.
Right on, dude. I'm trying to pull it up real quick so I can see it. Oh yeah, it does. That's pretty cool, man. Oh, it's under $1,000?
Yeah, the base one is like $930, I think. I mean, not that much under, but
see, I didn't even know. Now I want that.
Let's both get one.
Right. That's I actually have a Marin right now. That's the one I do have.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, it's the Cortina, but
it's like blue, right?
Yeah, it's like black and blue. Yeah.
Okay.
So
nice bike.
Yeah, no, it's a super nice bike, dude. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Like, there's like, it's got Shimano Di2 on it. Like, it's carbon. Like, there's like no reason other than I'm like, man, I really want. I've been eyeing up two different bikes. The obviously the Santa Cruz. I think it's called the Stigmata. That's their gravel bike, and then that Ibis too, the one that it's called a Haka, I think.
Haka,
yeah. Both of those are like they just look super cool, man. I really want, and I want to be.
Though.
Go ahead.
They're so expensive, though.
Yeah, they are really expensive.
You have good taste, Robert.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that because I'm like, I feel like I could probably get like $1,500 for mine, and so that gets me like partially there.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I don't know, man. I'm also like thinking about getting rid of my Chameleon as much as I talk about how much I love hardtails.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I feel like I just like I'm gonna blame it on COVID, dude. All I want to do is just buy new bikes.
Same here. You want what you can't have because they're all gone.
Right. That's the deal.
I can't find one in stock, so I'm just waiting.
So, have you contacted them, or they're like?
Yeah, I called pretty much every bike shop here in town, and Austin as well, because I'm only like an hour from there, and no one has them, and they told me they don't know when they're going to be in. So it's like,
so you can't like buy it, and then they just like order it and then they just tell you once it finally comes.
No, every online web store is sold out of them too. It's like, wow.
Huh.
I guess I'll wait. I don't need it, I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, you weren't using a road bike. How do you plan on using the gravel bike?
I know it sounds so stupid. Like, oh, I want to get a kind of a road bike, but there's like a Greenway trail from where I live all the way into downtown. I ride that pretty frequently. That's like my cardio ride. But I'm riding a full suspension bike that's like 35 pounds. So I'm like, well, why not get a 20-pound gravel bike? It's kind of a mountain bike.
Yeah, no, they're super fun, dude. Honestly, it's so much more efficient too. Definitely when you start pedaling one, you're like, holy cow.
Absolutely.
That's kind of how I got started, was like I bought a single speed like road bike so that I could commute to work. And I was like, man, this thing moves. Like I had never really ridden one, Yeah. And then later the lady wanted to do more road riding stuff and I was like, I guess I need gears so I can actually climb.
That would help.
Yeah. And then like, honestly, I don't even know if I went on any like big rides anyway. I think I just needed an excuse to buy another bike then too.
Exactly. I never need any of the bikes I have. I had like 7 at one point. I was like, I don't need any of these. I just need 1 or 2 maybe.
Yeah. So what do you have in the garage now?
Right now it's a nuke-proof reactor, full suspension. Then I have a NS eccentric hardtail, and I have an old BMX that I don't really ride ever because I always get hurt on it. So I'm just down to those 3 right now, which is kind of a nice feeling. Yeah, I sold a lot this year. Yeah,
I was looking at your YouTube channel, and you have like a bunch of bikes in the like header image. So you had like an old like an old bike, right?
Yeah, the vintage Specialized hard rock.
That's what I thought it was. I couldn't tell. It kind of reminded me of my first mountain bike that I had. It was like just that old, like the skinnier tubes and like stuff like that. So did you like build that as a project, or was it something
I bought it on Craigslist like 3 years ago and paid like $50 for it, and then spent like $500 upgrading it. And people love to give me shit in the comments about like, you spent way too much on this. Like, I know, but it's awesome.
It was just fun, huh?
And then sold it for like half that.
Right.
So I probably won't do it again.
Yeah. Well, sometimes things like that though, dude, are like, they're more for like the value of the project. Like that's what you're paying for. Like it doesn't really like, it's not like you're doing it as an investment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I learned a lot about how to work on bikes with that. And that's kind of what I wanted. I didn't want to break, a $3,000 or whatever full suspension, learning how to wrench on it. So if I break this old bike, it's no big deal.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, I mean, for me, it's like, that's something I've always worked on my bike since I was a kid, just because, I mean, we didn't have any money. So it was either you work on it or it doesn't get fixed, and I guess like there's certain things though that I just don't do. Like I don't true wheels. I had one of my friends try to teach me how to build a wheel, and I was like, this is like outside of what I ever want to do.
Yeah. That's the one thing I probably can't do either.
Yeah. It didn't seem like it was really that difficult. It was just like way more tedious than like what my patience is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, I don't care, dude. I'll pay somebody to do this. This is like, and I haven't got into like taking my like servicing suspension. I'm kind of afraid of it.
Yeah, me too. I would mess that up, I'm sure.
Oh man, I feel like I'd really screw it up. But everybody I talk to is like, dude, it's super simple. I'm like, yeah, I just don't I don't think I need to do that.
Yeah.
I'll just pay somebody else for that one.
Right.
Or I just won't service it at all and just drive it right into the freaking ground like I did my last bike.
Yeah, and just get a new bike.
That's basically why I had to buy a new one.
Yeah.
It was like
someone else's problem now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I did get it. The funny thing is I got it serviced before I sold it. For them. Yeah. It was funny. So I like go pick it up from the shop. I'm like, man, this thing feels great.
Right.
Maybe I didn't need a new bike.
If only I'd taken care of it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, dude, that thing was awesome, man. I had a lot of fun with that bike. So The full suspension that you have now, that's not the one that you got when you got into it. You had something else before, you said?
Yeah, I had a YT originally and decided to sell that this year and replace it. So
did you just want something new, or was there like,
I had that for like
was lacking
3 years, and I've actually gotten more and more interested every time in less travel, which sounds odd. I know a lot of people are into more travel, but I don't know. It was a 27.5, and I just wanted to try 29-inch wheels, and now I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
So it was a good move.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's definitely cool. I've always wanted to ride one of those YTs. I haven't had a chance yet, though.
They're nice bikes.
Yeah.
You see them quite a bit around here. I don't know about California, but they're pretty popular.
Every time I see one in person, I always think they look better in person than they do in the pictures.
For sure.
Like, I don't know what it is about the bike, but whenever I see pictures of it, I'm like, oh, it looks all right. And then when I see it in person, I'm like, that thing looks sick.
Yeah. Their paint jobs are kind of bland, I guess, or dull.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, honestly. It's like the one that I remember there was like a red and white one a couple years back, and it was like in the pictures, I just thought it was like,
yeah.
And then one of my friends showed up with it, and I was like, dude, I actually really like that. Yeah, like so always surprised by that stuff.
Right.
So what so recently you did this video on the e-bike stuff.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with this?
Just I don't know, just kind of researching. There's always all those videos about I bought the Walmart bike and took it down a bike park or whatever, and I started looking on Amazon for cheap bikes, and they're more expensive than I imagined for Amazon. So I started looking at Walmart.com, and then saw that e-bike for $400. I was like, I have to buy this.
Right.
Because Walmart will pretty much take anything back. So I was like, if it doesn't work out, I can just give it back, and no harm, no foul. But I just saw it on there one day, just bought it. And I was like, I got to do this. And it was actually quite a bit of fun.
So initially you were thinking that like you were just going to buy some cheap bike and then do something silly with it.
Yeah, just make like, I bought the cheapest this at this, and
I
see those videos all the time. It's, I guess, a strategic move in a sense, but because those videos do really well, and I was like, oh, okay, like I want to do my take on it, and it be an e-bike since those are so controversial, and especially a really cheap one. So it was really fun.
So how did it play out? I watched the video, but I don't know.
Not good. It
was not good.
It's exactly what I expected. I mean, the plan was to just start on some easy green trails, which I did, and progressively move it up to like Spider Mountain. I was thinking of going there with it.
Oh yeah, that's a lift access place.
Yeah, but it didn't make it that far. So it lasted 2 days off road, and not on something cool. Like I didn't send it off a 50-foot jump and it braked.
Right.
I was just rolling over some rocks and the chain fell off and cut the wire to the motor.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that now. That's like wah wah wah.
Yeah, I was hoping like I was gonna send it off a jump, the fork would just snap off. I'd break my face off and be in the hospital for 3 months. It was worth it, but now it's a dumb ending.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I thought it was pretty funny too. Like at one point you had the chain off and you could just pedal the bike and the motor would still go.
Yeah, it was like a motorcycle at that point. And I don't know if a good e-bike does that. I haven't spent enough time on one, so
yeah, I don't have a clue. Honestly, I wouldn't know at all. Like maybe somebody in the comments has an e-bike they could tell us. I don't know.
I hope so. The last e-bike I rode before that was like a Pivot Shuttle. It was like $10,000. That thing was incredible.
Compared to the Walmart one.
Yeah. I loved it, but I recommend everyone try an e-bike at least once. Maybe not a Walmart one, but
I would really like to get one. Man, it's so expensive.
It is.
And it's like, I don't know. It's not like terribly much more expensive than like some of the other bikes that I'm looking at, But I think it's like, I don't know, man. I guess I kind of have some questions with myself about it too. Maybe that's part of it. Like I feel like I wonder if like if I get it, like, would it really make me stop riding my like analog bike? You know,
I think so. Honestly,
that's the problem. You know,
yeah. Even that Walmart bike spoiled me for 2 days.
Yeah.
Where I could just barely put any effort in. I was like doing 20 miles an hour. I was like,
right.
This is exhilarating.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched, there's like this big long climb that we do and that's local to me. And like, I see guys on e-bikes going up that thing and they're like popping off of rocks and like having fun climbing. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
this can be fun.
Yeah. My buddy Steve Weiss says it doesn't stop you from riding the analog though. It's too different.
Oh, well, that's good.
He just got one too. I kind of figured that's all he was riding, but maybe not.
Interesting.
Yeah. You know, so I don't know, man. Like the thing that really got me thinking about it was the other day we were looking at this. There's this OHV park by me, and it's like connected to this trail system that has a lot of mountain bike trails in it as well. So when you drop into the OHV park, like the trails there are like super fun and rowdy, but they're like steep as hell. So you drop down, like to get out of there, like there's two options to get out and they both suck like royally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're like you either do shuttles or you do like you drop into there once, maybe twice, and you're like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Yeah. And so we were looking at me and my buddy were sitting out here in a garage and we're like looking at trails in there and like kind of thinking about like routes, like, hey, let's go this way, let's go this way. And there's this route that like popped up. I think we were on like Trail Forks or something like that. I can't remember. And it was like e-bike route. And it was like in one ride, they had ridden like every freaking trail. Like,
yeah, it
was like all of a sudden it was like, okay, well, when we go, we do like 2. And here's like basically like they did like 8, you know, like it was like, holy crap, like that would be really fun.
Yeah,
you know, like
you get to see more in a short amount of time. So I don't hate them.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Maybe I need to just go rent one. And I rode this other guy's like on the trail for about, you know, maybe a quarter mile or something like that. We were taking a break and I jumped on it and rode back a little bit. And I was like, man, this is definitely different, you know. Fortunately, his was like a size too small for me, so it didn't like. I was like, oh, I don't like it that much.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of good. Right? Otherwise, we'll be researching that, and like, I have to have this.
Yeah. So I saw on your channel you had a like a gift guide. You had a bunch of products on there.
Yeah.
What was your favorite one?
I'm definitely enjoying like writing pack lists and just figuring out the best setup for that. So anything that doesn't require me to wear a backpack while I'm riding, I'm sold.
So I have also gone down that path recently. I don't know, like I'm trying to like infect my friends with it, but they don't all want to hear it. I don't understand why, because it's like I'm like, dude, you got to try it. Like, I'm like a pusher, like a drug pusher. I'm like, you don't understand, man.
Yeah, it's the best.
Like, you really got to like, let me take that damn bag from you, man. just get over here, you know? And like, yeah, I think I don't know. How did it happen to you? Let's see if you're.
I guess my back started hurting more because I would carry like a full tripod and camera and all this. It was like a 20-pound bag, and I always wondered why I was like a little bit slower than everyone else. And then I switched to a hip pack and I was like, oh, this is pretty nice. And then I just started researching how I can just put a water bottle on my bike, and I finally figured it out. And like I said, I'm a cheetah now.
Yeah, right. Just
incredible.
Strava freaking KOMs right left, right?
I wear spandex now. Like, I get it.
Oh man, dude, I got my hardtail on. I don't know what it was. Like, it just like, I don't know how it happened. Like, I don't know why I got to look at the bike whenever I talk about it. It's like a person or something. Right?
It's watching you.
Right? I'm like, what's doing over there? Okay. It heard me talking about selling it, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, but yeah, I don't know, man. And the thing is funny about it is like, I used to be like the guy that carried everything. You know what I mean? Like, like I got like zip ties in 3 different sizes and like, like a little roll of duct tape and like, I don't even know what. It just felt like so much stuff. I had like quick links for a 9-speed, a 10-speed, and a 12-speed. You know what I mean? It was like
just in case.
Yeah, like I got us. We're prepared, man. Like no matter what, we're good. Like I got a little rescue mirror, and like, dude, I had too much shit. I don't know what it was that I was. Why the reason was that I was carrying all this crap. So somewhere along the line, I just decided I was like, I need to like tune it down some. I guess it. I did have a hip pack. Maybe that's where it started. Because I had Osprey on the biker bar, and they sent me a hip pack after our conversation.
Oh, nice.
And and I think maybe that's probably what started it, because then the way that one was with all the like with the water in it, I didn't really like how it felt on me. It was kind of like, and
sags a lot.
Yeah, that was one thing, and then I have no butt, so like nothing to like hold it up. So like I think that's part of the problem. So it would be like I'd have to like put it on like super tight so it didn't fall off, and then it was like you're like not comfortable, and I think because of all the weight of the water, then it was just like it was heavy. So then obviously I didn't want to add a bunch of other crap in there as well.
Right.
So then I started looking around. I ended up with it kind of sucked to do, but I bought that 1-Up pump that you can put the EDC tool in.
Oh, okay.
So then that way it had like basically it had the tool, it had the tire plug kit, tool to like break the chain and pop the quick link and like all these other like things I had like separate tools for, And then I put the tube and the levers on the bike. And then at that point, it's just like water bottles, right? So
yeah.
So then I put go ahead.
You're living the dream.
Yeah. So on the hardtail, I have those magnetic bottles. Do you use those?
Yeah, the Fidlock.
Yeah. How do you like them?
I love them.
Really?
I mean, they're a little like gimmicky and expensive, but mine's always worked, and it's easy to get on and off, so I like it.
They're super expensive for one thing. I totally agree with you there, but like I feel like I really, really, really like my Camelback podium bottles that are insulated.
Yeah,
they keep stuff like cold very long, like
yeah.
And that's the thing about those is like you could fill those things up with ice, man, and it's like melted in like 10 minutes, dude. It's like
for sure.
It's
a cheap bottle. You're paying for those sweet magnets.
Yeah, right. They don't really have a great system for like. I think they have some that you can like cinch onto your bottle or something like that. Don't they?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried one of those?
I haven't. I'm kind of curious too, because it'd be nice to have a little nicer bottle, or even a bigger one, because I can go through that bottle pretty quick if it's hot.
Yeah, I have 2 of those on my road bike. So then I or not my road bike, my hardtail. And then on my mountain bike, on my full suspension, I only have 1 bottle cage. But I found this really cool company out of they're down in Arizona, and it's called Original Free Range. They make this strap that's like, I mean, it's essentially the same as like a strap that you would put your tube on, but it's a little thicker. It's like probably like 3 inches wide.
Nice.
And then and it has like an extra strap so that it's like wrapped around the down tube, and then you can strap the water bottle to the bottom of the bike.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't come off, man. It's like,
that's nice.
I've never lost a bottle. So then that's a way that I could carry 2.
That's smart.
So, and then sometimes when it's really hot and I'm like, I don't know, man, I'm like super stubborn against wearing the backpack now.
Yeah.
I do have another hip pack by a company called Lab Astra or something like that. I can't remember how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it's just bottles. Like it's like 2 bottles and that's it. So I really like that thing.
Is that enough in summer though? Because like I haven't.
Then I can carry 4. You know what I mean?
4. Yeah.
So that's almost as much water as what's in my Camelback.
Okay, that's fair. That's what scares me. I'll probably wear my hip pack in the summer. It just gets so hot here. And
yeah, no, it's stupid hot here too, dude.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've definitely like, I'm starting to learn like how well I can push it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's been a few rides on that I'd like ran out of water and I was like, oh, this is freaking not good.
Yeah,
you know,
that feeling.
Especially out, like, I mean, it gets hot here like it does there, you know, like over 100 and up into 110. You know what I mean? Like, it just really bad sometimes. So you like, when you run out of water, you're like, oh, you start, I don't know, at least me, I start getting all paranoid, man. I'm like,
oh yeah, I panic.
I'm like, yeah,
this is how I die.
This is it, man.
Yeah.
Like there's this, like I did that, like a big 30-mile ride on my channel, and I ran out of water that day. It was super hot, and I just remember like there's this spot that I was going to pass through that there's like almost always people there hanging out. Like it's a place where they start and stop, you know. I was like, somebody will be there like having beers or something, getting ready to go. Like I'll be able to get some water from somebody. I roll through, dude, and it's like a ghost town, man. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man.
Of course, right?
Like, this is ridiculous.
They saw you coming. They're like, oh,
right,
let's go.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah. He's going to ask for something.
Right. So, but I've been really impressed with that tool, man. I feel like I've used it way more than I used all of my other tools. I don't know why. It just seems like lately I've been having to use it a lot. And I know that I want to say that BKXE did a review on it, and he had initially said that he wasn't really fond of it. So like it kind of made me like apprehensive to buy it.
Right.
Because I was kind of thinking about that or those the wolf tooth.
Yeah,
the ones that go
handlebars.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What how are you doing the tool?
I just have a old multi-tool I had. I actually got the wolf tooth bag.
Oh, okay.
Straps to your frame, and I have like a tube, tool, tire levers, and pretty much everything I need in there. It's kind of an expensive option too, but
yeah,
it's been working.
Yeah, I really like that tool, that pump though, man. It's been really good, dude. I'm like, super happy with it. And then I just bought another mount for it, so I can just switch it in between the two bikes.
Nice.
So yeah. So that's like, I don't know, man. I've been really, really stoked about it, to tell you the truth, man. So, but it definitely like, it's like super freeing, dude, to like ride without a pack.
It is. I can't explain it. I hope everyone here is packless in the chat, but
yeah, right. Nobody's wearing their bags right now, right?
Yeah. You don't need that much water right now.
Right. I don't know. I might, dude. After that live stream last night,
I know you guys are partying hard.
Yeah, apparently. I woke up this morning. I was like, whoa, definitely drank too many beers last night.
Right.
I was joking at the beginning of the stream about how I needed a good hangover to watch the rest of the Mandalorian shows, and sure enough, freaking nailed it. Oh God, man. So well, there goes the day. Didn't do anything productive except for watching TV. But you know, sometimes those days are good though, man.
You got to reset.
Yeah, just sit around, do nothing all day long. That's fun too.
For sure.
But then the next day you're like, dude, okay, I got to get out of this. I need to leave the house. Like, the only time I went outside today was to get here to the garage, because my garage is like separate from the house. It was like, I was like, oh wow, outside, did a good job there, dude. Put pants on and everything, man.
Nice. You look very presentable.
Oh, dude, this is thank you, man.
Yeah.
Like shooting for the sky here. So what I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say now. I think I'm still stuck on the packless thing.
Oh, okay.
So anything else that you that you do in order to ride packless, or like any cool hacks or something like that you've come up with? Or
sort of one. I don't know if you've heard of Tubolito. Those
what's that?
It's like this really expensive tube, super lightweight and small. It's like about this big here.
They're like orange, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I have those.
They're it's $40 for a tube, which
whoa.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane, but it saves like maybe half a pound, like a quarter pound maybe.
Oh wow! So it's just like super.
I've become like a weight weenie, and it just saves a little bit more room in that bag I have, so I can fit more snacks. Yeah, I got to save those grams, and
you're so much faster now.
I am.
Yeah, right.
Breaking records over here.
Yeah. Have you used the tube? Like, have you ever like?
No. I hope I don't have to. Like, I don't want to use it. It's just kind of like an insurance policy for me.
Yeah.
And like, if my friends get a flat,
yeah,
they're walking, I'm like,
yeah, right.
Give you a $40 tube.
Yeah, you're like, forget you, dude. You're going home, man.
Emergencies only. Like, I got to be in Moab, 40 miles away from my car or something to use that thing.
Right. Yeah.
It takes a little bit of space.
I usually carry a tube on my bike. It's not on there right now because I gave it away to one of my friends too. It wasn't a $40 tube. No.
Yeah. It's okay to give a normal tube to a friend.
Yeah, I expected to get it back, but he's like, "Oh, I just threw it away. I had sealant all over it." I was like, "Yeah, I used it like a couple years ago, and I had sealant all over it then too, dude. It's like not a big deal."
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I don't know if he's planning on buying another one. This is the thing, though. It's been like a couple of weeks, I think. I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go buy a tube, and then he's gonna show up the next ride with the tube. I'm gonna be like, now I got two.
Yeah, I can do all these.
Right. I'm gonna have to get a Camelback bag again and just carry them all.
Riding with packs again.
Right. Just because of that,
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, man. That's the thing though about those. You definitely need to carry a tube. I think, I know some people that are like, oh, I got tubeless, like I don't need it. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, man, there's some things that happen. Like,
you
get snake bite the right way, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like pinch it, like what happened to him, honestly, is like he got a pinch flat and it was like right there at the bead,
Right.
You can't put plugs in it because it just like comes right out,
Yeah. It's gonna happen. It's bound to happen to everyone.
Yeah. So. I have those thicker plugs too. I have some that I accidentally bought they're like for moto or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like I have a couple of those, and then I have like the regular bacon strips, but those ones are nice though whenever you have like a bigger gash where you would have to use like, have you ever had to put like 3 or 4 of those in one hole?
No.
Oh yeah.
No. I've been pretty lucky, I guess.
Yeah. No, I've definitely done my fair share of like mutilating tires. I think I had a set a tire that had like 4 plugs in it, like in different spots, and I rode it like that for like months.
They hold, right?
Yeah, it was. That was the thing. I was like, I'm just gonna ride it until it stops working,
Yeah.
Like, and then I want to say that it was Daily MTV rider that actually swapped that tire for me because he had came down. We were going to do biker camp up in Downeyville, and I was like, I should probably put this tire on, but I don't really feel like it. And he's like, dude, seriously, you have like how many holes in this?
Right.
You're going to go do this like big downhill run? I'm like, yeah, I don't really know. Like,
yeah.
I think, and then ultimately what happened was like, he's like, fine, I'll just do it for you. And I was like, sure.
He's such a nice guy.
Right. I just totally took advantage of it.
Yeah. He seems like such a nice guy. I haven't met him personally, but he's a cool dude.
Yeah, no, he is a super cool guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny too, because like he's pretty opposite of me, he doesn't cuss and stuff like that. And but we get along a lot. He does still have a twisted sense of humor, obviously. So
yeah,
we had a good time while he was here. That was a fun trip, man. That I ended up having a couple of guys here that were JF Rides came.
Okay.
He was staying at my house. Then Daly was at my house. There was somebody else too. I'm trying to think who the other person was. Now I'm a jerk, man.
I know that they're probably hurt right now.
Right? They're like, oh man.
Me, you remember?
Didn't even remember me.
Did you guys do that this year, or was?
Oh, I haven't done it in a couple of years. Dude.
Yeah, I was like, I remember. I always wanted to like go do that. I want to go to California. I haven't been there in many years, so
it would be great. I was planning on. Well, how did it play out? Like the first year that I didn't have it, I want to say that we got like an insane amount of snow. So like normally the way that I would plan it is I would kind of like be judging about when the snow was going to melt. Right. So like in like March, I could be like, well, I think it should be melted by like the beginning of June. So I'll tell people this date at the end of June. And then basically at that point, the campgrounds would still be like not reserved because it was too far away. Right.
Right.
And, so that's how it worked out. So then basically we would end up like getting every spot in the campground. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then that year it was like, I didn't know when it was like so much snow, and like they ended up not even opening up Downeyville to like the shuttles until like the middle of July.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like it was like, so, and at that point, like all those campgrounds were booked because they were like, it's down at a lower elevation. So like regular people like that just want to go camping, like would have booked it, you know, and I couldn't like tell people out that far in advance because I just really, I didn't know when it was actually going to melt, you know, it was like that much, you know?
Right. Dang.
So yeah. And then I don't remember what, I think maybe the next year was COVID. Maybe that's what it was. So because I was planning on doing this summer, and then that fell apart too.
Right.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't even know what's going to happen for next year.
Yeah, hopefully it can happen.
Now and just tell people like, hey, dude, let's do it.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah, right. I know if I pick the weekend in July, like it'd be good. But like the reason I would try to do it in June is because if you do it at the beginning of the season, like the trails are in better shape, you know?
Yeah.
So I've gone up there at the end of the season, and especially after there's a big downhill race up there. And after that race, like
gets torn up.
Yeah, it's pretty blown out, you know? Yeah. So, plus it's hotter and hotter, you know? So if you go in June, it's like, I don't know, the weather's usually pretty good, and sometimes like it'll be a little damp, you know? So the trails are just sick, but I don't know. The other option is they have this place that like is that I could like rent the place, but then I'd have to like charge people to come to the event, right?
Yeah.
And then that just gets to like be I wanted that thing to be easy, you know what I mean? Like, because it used to be like just me and my buddies every year for my birthday, I'd always go to Downeyville, go up and camp and freaking ride bikes and stuff. So whenever I started the channel, I just kind of was like doing that same thing with people on the channel, you know, just like, hey, this is the deal. And that place though, dude, to rent it would be like, it was something like $3,000 or $5,000. You know what I mean? So it's like I definitely would have to like make the money back, right?
Yeah.
I'm not like paying $5,000 for everybody else to have fun, right?
For your friends to hang out,
Like, hey, everybody on the channel, you know how you guys don't want to give me $1 a month for Patreon? Oh, I'm gonna spend $5,000 on all of you.
A good business deal,
right? Yeah. So we'll see what happens next year. I wanted to do another, like, I wanted to do kind of like a trip that people paid for, there's this area that we could do like a camping trip for like 2 days with shuttles and stuff like that. That would have been really fun, but COVID's all screwed up everything.
I know. I was supposed to go to Whistler this summer, so
that was kind of on my list too. I wanted to go up there. I had like 2 road trips I wanted to do. I wanted to go to Colorado and I wanted to go to Whistler. So realistically, I probably would have done one of them, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I did go to Colorado in August.
How was that?
It was great. We did Trestle. It was actually my friend's bachelor party. Because he's a mountain biker too, and he wanted to go to Trestle, and he didn't want to cancel, so I was like, all right, I guess I'm going. So but I drove up there and, you know, stayed away from people, and it was fine.
How long is the drive from where you're at?
It was like 17 hours.
Wow.
That's it's a long drive. I don't love it, but
one day or
coming home I did it in one day, but when I went up there it was 2 days. But yeah, it was a great trip.
Yeah. How long were you guys there?
Like 4 or 5 days, I want to say.
So you're riding every day?
Yeah, pretty much. We did Trestle like 2 days, and then I rode by myself. I got there before everyone in Colorado Springs, and then we went to Valmont Bike Park in Boulder, and some trails just outside of Denver as well. So I think we got a good experience.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. That sounds like a good time, man. I'd like to go out there and ride with some of those other YouTubers that are out there.
Yeah. But, I didn't really message any of them because I was like, I kind of feel weird about COVID and stuff, and I didn't want to like reach out to people and be like, oh, I traveled 3 states across. You want to hang out? And so I didn't see anyone else.
Yeah, I totally would have done it. But I don't have any like regard for people's feelings, apparently.
Right? Yeah. Forget your safety.
Right? I don't care, dude. I got struck by lightning when I was in the military.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my buddy's always like, Jesus hates you, dude. I'm like, so like,
he can't do much worse.
Right. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, man.
You survived that. You're good.
Oh, God. Right. Yeah, dude, that would be super fun to go out there and ride, though, man. That definitely is on my bucket list.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And then
go ahead.
I was gonna say I went to North Carolina and Tennessee like last month, and equally beautiful as well.
Right on, dude. You ride up there too?
Yeah, we went for a week just to ride up there, and it was cool.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah,
it's fun taking like biking trips, man.
It is.
I never really like did that before I had the channel, like, and now it's like whenever we go somewhere, I'm like, oh, I need to ride while I'm there.
Yeah. All my vacations are around biking now, which it makes sense to me.
Yeah. No, I hear you, dude. I totally hear you. I'm down. I think the lady gets tired of it though. She's like, seriously, can we do something other than ride bikes? I'm like, why?
What's your problem?
Right? What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Like 2 weeks ago, I had to go hiking with her. Oh my God. Do you like hiking?
It's okay. Yeah. I don't hate it. Like if someone wants to do it, I'm in.
The whole time that I hike, all I'm thinking about is this trail would be way more fun on a bike. Like that's the only thing I'm thinking about.
We have a lot of hiking trails here that they don't allow bikes on, and they look incredible.
Right?
They look like some of the best trails I've seen in the city. I'm like, this is stressful.
Do people poach them anyway?
Not that I know of. I haven't heard of anything. They're pretty heavily watched. So
anyone you get ratted out real quick, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know what the deal is out here. I feel like people like poach all kinds of stuff out here. I don't know.
I heard there's a lot of like pirate trails in California, and
I think it has to be that way. Yeah. Because otherwise there would be like no trails built, because it's like it takes like an act of God to like get like everybody in alignment to actually build something. So it's really shocking. So then you have like you hear like other places, like, I don't know, it seems like in like Oregon or whatever, like people just do whatever they want and nobody cares. You know?
They're very loose there, you know?
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we need to move. So
I've considered it.
Yeah. What city you're in? You're around Austin?
I'm in San Antonio.
San Antonio. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like an hour south of Austin. So
yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah, I get all their trails too, which I like. Austin trails are nice.
Yeah. What's the terrain like there where you're at?
It's rocky. A lot of loose rock, and
it's not super hilly there though, is it?
Yeah. San Antonio, maybe 200 feet of elevation at most, and then the Texas Hill Country. You got like 300, maybe 500 some places, because like, Spider Mountain's up in that area. I think you rode it.
Yeah, I did ride.
Okay. Yeah. Did you go to Reveille Peak Ranch?
No, we just went to Spider Mountain. That was it.
Okay. That's a park like just 5 miles from Spider, and it's absolutely incredible. It's like my favorite place to ride in Texas.
Oh, right on, dude. I'll have to definitely check that out, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
if we can ever go on any vacations anymore.
I know.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I have the company I work for, their main office is in Houston. So they would let me like just fly in early. So like I could just fly in like on the Friday before the weekend, spend the weekend, and then drive to Houston, do whatever I need to do for work, and then fly home. Nice. So yeah, that was pretty cool, man. But then COVID, freaking I feel like everything's like pre-COVID, post-COVID. They need to have that like you know how they have like AD and
PC. Yeah.
like
PC
and
it has a new meaning,
right?
Yeah. Did like work slow down for you or increase?
No, it's pretty much the same. I mean, I don't know what you do. I do IT, so it's pretty much. I think if anything, COVID helped IT.
Yeah,
because like all of a sudden everybody's like virtual, so there's a lot of infrastructure that need to be put into place for some companies that didn't have it or whatever, and so. But yeah, man, I at one point, you know, I questioned whether or not I was going to get laid off. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen at this point, but
that's
who
good.
knows, man? You know, you don't know, honestly. And unfortunately, the company that I work for is also an oil company, so they got hit pretty hard with, you know, oil prices were dropping and then COVID and nobody was driving. And so like, it was like a double whammy. So they did have a bunch of layoffs and stuff. And
oh, wow.
I never really I didn't work for like an energy company like that before. So I never really thought about it like, oh crap, you know?
Yeah, it could be hit hard.
Yeah, like, no, guys, you need to drive. You get why are you buying a Prius, dude?
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, here we are. Who knows, man? You know, maybe I'll be YouTube famous here in the next couple of months, and boom, here we go.
That's the goal, right?
Right. So, how did you come up with the name of your channel?
It was, man, years ago when I was like in college. I played in a band, and this guy, our guitarist, is like, "I'm gonna call you Cobra from now on." I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously the Karate Kid in there, so I just kind of rolled with it. And this buddy of my brother, he's an artist locally, and he drew up that logo, and it's like the Cobra Kyle logo, but with a bike in it. So I was like, oh, it rolls off the tongue pretty nice.
Yeah. No, I totally
allows the snake puns and stuff like that. So
yeah, I noticed the bike whenever I was copying I copied your logo into the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And, I saw the bike in there. I was like, I didn't notice that before. That's pretty cool.
You gotta look closely, but he did a good job with that.
Yeah. No, that's super sick logo, man. Do you have?
I'm actually, where is it? I'm wearing a shirt now.
You go. Oh, sweet.
Shameless plug on the merch, but
go for it, man.
Yeah, just Teespring. And
oh, that's sick, man.
Yeah.
Do you like all the stuff that you've gotten from them?
This shirt came like a little faded.
Yeah, I've been
like right out of the box. I was like, I feel bad people are paying for this. And
yeah, I wasn't super impressed. I mean, the shirt that I'm wearing right now is from Teespring as well.
Yeah,
and
they're hit or miss.
Yeah, and the first one, I actually called them up and they replaced it because I was like, "This is bullshit, man. I don't know. This looks like crap." You know, like, and then it's kind of like what you said. You know, then you feel bad. Like, I don't want somebody else to have to go through that. You know, but on the other hand, it's not like. At least I'm not making the kind of money where I can like buy stock of all the different sizes and you know,
me neither.
Right. So
it's the best scenario right now. I haven't gotten any angry messages about, you scam artist, this shirt is terrible, but
yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
The thing that's nice about them though is like whenever somebody has a problem, like they call Teespring deals with it, you know?
Yeah. I don't want to take those phone calls, you know?
Yeah, hopefully you don't ever have to, right?
Yeah, right.
I use a plugin on my website for a company called Printful is where I get do most of my merch. I have some stuff on Teespring just because on YouTube, like once you hit 10,000, you can have that like merch doc. It's like right underneath your videos. So I was like, well, because like, and the thing that sucks is like, why didn't YouTube like make that so you could choose like different vendors? Like, what's the deal with like just it only being Teespring, you know?
Right.
So anyways, so I put some things up there just so that if somebody just wants to click right there and, you know, that's as far as they can get, you know, like make it easy for somebody to do something.
Yeah.
But the rest of my merch is all over there on my website. And
nice.
I'm really happy with the stuff that I've gotten from Printful. Like they've done a really good job. They have a great selection of like products too. Like Teespring doesn't have many products. It's like t-shirts and
I think I lost you, Robert.
Oh, you did?
Oh wait, there you are.
Oh, wow.
You froze for a second.
Really?
Sorry.
I'm scared. Hopefully
it's probably just on my end.
Oh, I hope so.
Cheap internet.
Dude, I'm telling you, earlier this year, I had like a hell of a time with my internet for like 2 months. I couldn't get, of course, ISP, like they're like, it wasn't our fault.
Yeah.
Like, no, it wasn't, dude. It's like every week I've been having this, and it seemed like it would be fine all week, but it would be right when I was doing my biker bars, whenever it would screw up.
Of course.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, dude, I was so frustrated, man.
Yeah.
This is like trying to run a business over here, man.
Right. You know who I am.
Right. So yeah, that was a mess, dude. I did that. I did a podcast with BKXE, and he's a big fan of that Hot Ones YouTube show. Do you ever see that?
Yeah, the wings.
Yeah. So there's this one sauce that like just destroys everybody. So we were like, we both like ate like a chicken nugget with that on it, and it was like right in like that was like the whole like lead up of the most of the podcast was to do this thing, and then right when that happens, my freaking internet's like bloop. And he's like on by himself, and I'm like, oh god, this is freaking, and my mouth's on fire, like I'm crying and like
dying off camera.
Right? It's just like, oh man, it was a mess. So I have to get a redo with him, see if he'll do it again.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
What else have you done on your channel that you had a good time with?
I mean, with COVID, I guess my focus kind of shifted into doing more reviews and stuff than actually going out and riding. So I've been making like these list videos about the 5 best bikes under this budget, and those have been really successful. And turns out I actually really like researching bikes.
Oh, right on, dude.
And just finding the best values and presenting it in that manner. And yeah, so I've kind of been trying to get more into bike reviewing in a sense.
So are you like, I did notice that you had like some budget bikes on there, like like hardtails under 1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then so you enjoy that, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's they're, I won't say easy to make, but it's something I can like sit down, just do. I don't have to go out and film anything. And yeah, I like being knowledgeable about the sport I'm promoting in a sense. So I'm happy to be that resource for people.
I don't like doing reviews at all.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it. I like, I'm just not good at it. And it's like, I kind of have that same personality that like BKXE does about stuff, where it's like, like people can get on and be like, this suspension feels great because of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I pedaled the bike. It was cool.
Yeah.
Like, and then, I don't know. I feel like whenever I do review videos, it just seems like it's a ton more work, because you're like, I don't know, at least for me, it's like, a billion different camera shots and like organizing it all. And then like, I don't know, it feels like too much work to me.
it's a lot of work. And
yeah,
it's, I don't know, like, I don't know the difference in suspension that much, like platforms and all that. So I try to keep it as simple as possible, assuming a brand new rider is watching it.
Oh, so you're kind of towards that audience.
Yeah, I think that market's underrepresented in a sense. Like every review usually I watch, it's like, this bike is $8,000 and it's incredible. Like, well, I hope it is. Like,
it should be.
Because I know when I started mountain biking, I was looking at 1,000 or less, and not a ton of resources on it. So I was like, oh
yeah, there's that guy. What's his name? Kev Central.
Kev Central.
Yeah. But he does like Walmart, like big.
Yeah, he's really got the low budget. Like he always has Walmart bikes, which it worked for him. So I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's got a ton of followers. I was thinking about him just the other day. I was like, I should shoot that guy a message and get him on. I'm sure he'd be interested to talk to him.
Yeah. I don't even know what he looks like. I would recognize his voice anywhere, but I've like never seen his face.
One of the guys at my work like wanted to get into mountain biking, and he was like all into that guy's channel, and he like bought some like no-name bike and these parts and whatever. And I was like, dude, why don't you just buy a nice bike, dude?
Right.
Like it seemed like to me, it seemed like he spent the same amount of money. You know what I mean? But
Probably.
it was like nickel and dimed his way into it instead,
I bought all these expensive parts for it.
Right? He was like, I was like, dude, you could have just got like a used bike or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. You ever buy used?
Yeah, sometimes. Like I think I bought my road bike used.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fat bike that I bought used. So yeah, I don't mind doing it.
Yeah, you don't get nervous about it.
I would if it was like a carbon full suspension. Because I was like, if I miss one little crack in the carbon that someone wants to be dishonest about, like it could be catastrophic. And like you mentioned about servicing suspension, I don't know when it's time to service suspension.
Yeah.
If it feels okay, I'm just assuming it's fine. And
yeah, I'm with you. Most of my bikes have been used though.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's like freaking way cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, like I get a $10,000 bike for $5,000, you know?
Right.
So
hard to pass up.
Yeah, you know. But I feel like I only will actually in the past, I would only have bought a bike that I could go see. And this year it was the first time that I bought one in a different state.
Oh, wow.
that I couldn't see. You know what I mean? I was like really like it took a little bit of a leap of faith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had this other buddy at work that like buys bikes. Like he like gets a new bike like every 6 months.
Oh wow.
You know, and it's just like he'll buy it, like ride it and love it, and then be like, I want another one. You know, so he's like always like selling and buying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I was talking to him because he like buys them, you know, from different states and stuff like that all the time. So like, he kind of like put me at ease a little bit about it. And I was like,
that's good. They hold their value pretty well, which is comforting for me.
Yeah, I'm surprised, man. Like, well, I obviously I sold my other Bronson, you know, through this COVID situation. I bought that bike for $5,000 and I sold it for $3,800.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, and that was like, you know, 3 years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was a freaking steal, dude.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that worked out awesome.
Yeah, that's why I've been selling bikes like this year because I'm like, well, people are willing to pay the money for it right now. Just if I'm not using it, I can use the money.
Yeah, I have that single speed that I've been thinking about getting rid of because, like, honestly, I used to ride it like a lot, and on it, like now I don't ride it much, and it would be like my around town bike too. Like if we wanted to go like to the farmer's market or go have or something, you know what I mean? Like then you didn't like it's a $400 bike, you know what I mean? So if somebody stole it or like freaking ran into it or something, you know what I mean? Like
no big deal.
Whatever, dude. I mean, that sucks, but like it's not a freaking, you know, $2,000 carbon road bike, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Like
so is it like a fixed gear too?
No, it does have a hub on a free wheel hub on it.
Okay.
It's a flip flop wheel though. You could make it fixed if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't really have any need to do that though.
Yeah, I could never get into that. I tried it like once. Like I don't get this.
Yeah, I didn't really want to try it. I just like the idea of the single speed though. I tell you, it's super fun being on a single speed and passing somebody with gears, dude.
Right.
It's like it feels so good, dude.
Oh, yeah. Someone super serious, of course, too.
Oh yeah, dude.
The race kid,
right? And I don't wear like spandex and shit like that. Like I wear like baggy shorts and like, you know, t-shirts and shit, you know? So like that was the thing that just would make me just like the happiest whenever I'd be commuting. Cause there's like this long bridge. It's called a causeway here in between Sacramento and the city that I work in. And it's like a couple miles. So you're like on this like sidewalk basically on the side of a bridge, right? So you're passing a lot of people, you know, that basically everybody that's on that bridge is just riding bikes.
Yeah.
So when you pass some dude that's all like spandexed out with like a freaking $10,000 bike, you know, and like everything's clean and like and you roll by with your freaking baggy shorts on, like, you know, like chicken wing sauce on your shirt, and like you're like pew, and you don't even have any gears at all, you know. You're you're like, dude, this feels good.
Best feeling in the world.
Right. Little do you know that dude rode like 300 miles the day before and he's just tired, right?
That's his rest day.
I always think about that, man, whenever I'm like whenever I'm like spent on a ride, I'm like 4,000 feet in of climbing, and like somebody just breezes right by me thinking, man, look at this fat bastard. Right. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know what I did. But then I'm like the same to judge next, 10 minutes later. I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's funny. You do Strava?
No, not really.
Do you use a bike computer or anything?
No, man,
just go out and ride.
I just assume I'm getting faster.
Oh, wow.
I have nothing to prove it or any data to share. So yeah, I just
see that packless then, huh?
Yeah, it just feels faster. We don't know if it is.
Right. That's crazy. I cannot imagine not having like a computer to know how far you went, like how much.
Really?
Yeah. Oh God. I guess I just like the data, man. I really like, that's what it started for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just wanted to see like, how far did I go?
Yeah.
How much elevation did I do?
True.
We
don't have a ton of elevation, so it's like,
yeah,
maybe we do 200 feet of climbing over 2 or 3 hours, so it's not like,
yeah, I feel like you have to be doing more than that, huh? Really, that little?
Maybe. Again, I don't track it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
it's I have no idea, dude. I couldn't
climbing mountains in San Antonio.
Right, dude. I went to the bike park the other day. I turned on my Garmin just to see like how far I went. I was curious. I rode like 7 miles in the bike park, and I got like 600 feet elevation. I was like blown away. I was like, "Holy shit, man!" No, I'm so tired.
Which bike park is that?
There's like a little bike park in Elk Grove here. It's like a bunch of dirt jumps and stuff. It's not very big. I mean, you could probably throw a baseball across the whole thing. You know what I mean? So like that's what really surprised me to like get that many miles. You're just doing these little circles like over and over again,
Right.
So I was like, holy crap. But man, have you ever been to a bike park like that? Like a pump track kind of thing?
Well, we're getting a pump track. It's like completed already, but it's not open to the public. They just have an orange fence around it. So I'm pretty excited to do that.
Yeah, it's super fun, man.
Yeah, it looks
like way more of a workout than you would think, dude.
Yeah.
Like every time I would do a lap there, like I'm like just like completely freaking winded, like takes another minute or two to catch my breath, and then like you sit there and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this again, and like you're just like, I don't even understand like why it took so much energy. Like I can go ride bike for 4 hours. I just did like 37 seconds and I'm out of breath.
Yeah.
Like,
of squatting and
right.
Like I have no upper body strength, so it's gonna be horrible the first few times.
Yeah, but it really helps though, dude. Like helps you to learn how to use the terrain to give you more speed.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a Archer Components electronic shifting on my my Bronson, and I've successfully run it out of batteries twice now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Apparently you're supposed to charge these things. So, you think the first time that my battery died out on the trail that I would have learned my lesson, but no, I didn't.
Maybe this time.
No, so yesterday, guess what? Died again.
Dang.
Yeah, apparently that still didn't learn my lesson. So right before it dies, it like switches into like the middle of your cassette.
Oh, right? That's nice.
Yeah. So so I, single speed for the last like 5 miles of my ride, which was like, oh, it was tough, dude. Because it was like the climbing was like there was a fair amount of climbing that I'm just like standing out of the saddle, just like grinding the shit out of it. And then obviously, and then there's the other stuff where you're just like, it's straight up hike and bike at that point.
Oh yeah.
But then on the downhill section, it's like you're not in a gear that you can like spin, like you're looping out like within 10 feet. Right. So like, so it was really important to be like, I was using every little divot to like pump, and like carry my speed through corners and try not to break. And it was fun, man. And it definitely made me realize like, like it helps you like work on your technique. And then it made me think about, that time that I spent at the pump track and stuff really what helps that,
Yeah.
Have you ever considered doing a single speed?
No,
No.
No, I don't know. It never really interested me too much. I know it'd probably be really beneficial. I see a comment saying that, and makes sense. But I don't know. It would be super simplistic and just like nothing really to worry about breaking. But maybe someday.
Yeah.
One. Yeah.
When I first bought my Chameleon, that was my plan, was to make a single speed. Maybe I should do that before I sell it, huh?
Yeah, make a video out of it.
Right? There you go. Damn, you got all these good ideas, dude.
Full of them.
Right? And yeah, so that's actually, you know what? I think you got me now. I'm going to be on the internet later trying to figure out what I need to buy. I think I have everything that I need, though. Yeah. I think I bought, like, because I had to get like this spacer kit so that you could slide on the hub and then put one gear in there. And I think that's, I mean, other than that, I just shortened my chain, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I would think so.
I think I'm going to do it.
Do it, man.
Yeah. That's going to make my life real shitty. Thanks a lot, dude.
No worries. You're selling it anyways.
Right? Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, God. Do you guys have poison oak down there?
I don't even know.
No?
I haven't.
Or you're not a person that gets it?
No.
Yeah. I am, like, if I'm in the same area code, I get it. So, like, I wear, like socks, you know, that are pulled up, and I'm wearing knee pads. So there's, like, 2.5 inches of my leg exposed, right? Guess where I got poison oak? 2.5 inches of
right in there. Yeah.
It's like, how the hell does that even happen? Like, I don't even get it, dude. Like,
God hates you. I don't know.
Dude, Jesus hates me, threw a lightning bolt right at me.
I know. That's horrifying.
Right. So, you got any trips planned for next year? Anything you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I think maybe Phoenix in January.
Oh yeah,
and then hopefully Bentonville in February.
Oh, sweet. What are you doing in Phoenix?
Hunt style. It's his birthday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I guess he's gonna be down there, and there's like a group of people going, so he invited me. I was like, yeah, check that out. Never been out there.
That sounds super fun. Thanks for like Hunt style.
You text him later.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm gonna be like, what the hell? I actually we've been talking about going down to Phoenix in December. But maybe January, who knows?
Yeah. I'll invite you.
Yeah, right.
If you want to go.
That guy takes awesome pictures.
He does.
Yeah, are you on his Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That, like, every time, like, I'm like, what is this guy? I don't even know how he does it.
Yeah, he's like filming bighorn sheep now. I don't know if you saw
I
that.
saw that picture this morning. Yeah. Thing was like I don't know, it's like, what are you working for, like National Geographic or something?
He probably could.
Right? Yeah, no, he's taking some seriously good pictures. Like,
yeah,
like those are the pictures that I think I'm gonna take, but then I come back and look at my camera. I'm like, no,
they're trash. I feel that way about when I film too. I'm like, oh, this shot's gonna look sick, and then it's all a 3-inch curb, or it was a 10-foot drop, but it looks like a curb. And
right, yeah, that's the beauty of freaking GoPros, right?
Yeah,
it's just like, you know, when you see something on a YouTube video that's done on a GoPro and it looks gnarly, you're like, that must be really bad.
Yeah,
because I know everything that I've ever filmed that's been pretty bad looks like flat.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I don't think people understand this.
They don't. They say they do, but I don't. You know, you get those people like, oh, that's easy, I can hit that. And I'm like,
all right, come on out.
Yeah, here's the address. Like,
right.
I'll meet you there.
Right. What's your favorite video that you've made?
I've been doing this so long, and like, I liked the e-bike one. Like, I was pretty stoked on that, at least most recently. But yeah, I did one back in like March or April about ways to save money, because I'm kind of like a cheap person. And I was pretty stoked on that video. And like, no one really watched it.
Yeah,
I was like, you know, I thought it had some useful information in there. So, you know,
it always seems like the videos that you're the happiest about, like, don't usually tend to do well.
Yeah,
I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like, you would think like that passion would like play into like more views or something like that. But, so what was some of the stuff that you did how do you be a cheap mountain biker?
Well, it wasn't even mountain biking related. It was just like day-to-day stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like my internet bill is like $15 a month. I have like old person internet, and just like, not drinking coffee at Starbucks, make it at home. And it's just simple tips like that maybe some people don't. Maybe it's just too common sense. And I was like,
yeah, you thought you were into something.
Yeah, I was like, I've discovered something no one's ever thought about. And
like, only use 1 square of toilet paper.
Exactly. Don't run your AC in the summer, and just stuff like that. But
yeah,
whatever.
Do well, huh?
Can't win them all.
Yeah, I think sometimes too, it's like YouTube knows what your audience is, and whenever you make something that's like outside of what your audience would be, then they're like, yeah, whatever. We're not telling anybody.
Stay in your lane.
I made this video about like how to be a YouTuber, and I thought it was freaking hilarious. And apparently YouTube didn't.
Like, you're mocking us a little too much here. So I saw that video. I liked it.
That was like my favorite video I think that I've made, dude. And yeah, it just didn't do well at all. I ended up having to like change, because originally like my idea was like there's all these like how to be a YouTube like videos that have like 1 million views, 5 million views, right? So I was like, oh, I can make one and it'll just slip right in there. You know what I mean? Like people will watch it, but it'll be funny, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, well, I'll watch it anyway. You know what I mean? And so like I really like in my mind when I was making that video, I was like, this is gonna be the one that goes viral,
Yeah.
And this is it. This is the one. And then I put it online. It was like, wah, wah, wah. And then like, like YouTube tells you like the little like recommendations in studio. It's like, this video is not getting viewed by your normal subscribers.
Yeah.
Or anyone.
Right. Yeah. I look at that data.
Yeah.
I don't look at my bike data, but I look at the YouTube data, and then you see those red arrows. It's like, you got a lot less revenue and views this month. Like, oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I tried.
This video is not doing as well as your normal videos. And you're like, what the hell, man? That video is so funny.
Right?
Oh, man. I like that.
People hate you.
Right?
That's how I see it. I'm like, oh, man.
Right?
Why are you doing this?
Like, you can post a video and like within 10 minutes, somebody thumbs down it.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're like, how did you so quickly come to this video and then decide that you don't like it either?
Right? I have, I think, a person somewhere that just hates me. Like every video I do, instantly it's like dislike.
Yeah, like instantly.
Who did I wrong?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Apparently I stepped on Jesus's toes somewhere along the way.
Right. That's all right. It's just another interaction, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. It's what does they say, like bad press is good press or something.
Yeah. You gotta have thick skin, I guess, as you do this more and more. I've realized.
Yeah. Have you had anybody that like really gets under your skin?
I just kind of like laugh it off now. Like I like to talk with the mean comments.
Yeah.
Just respond with kindness, or like, oh, show me on the video where it hurt you, or something like that. And they usually don't respond.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah.
I have such a twisted sense of humor. I don't feel like I get any of the people that are actually being mean to me. Like I think they're joking. So
it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah. They'll be like, you're so fat. And I'll be like, I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some guy, what did the guy say to me not too long ago? I was cracking up about it. And, oh, man, I can't remember. Of course, I tried to put myself on the spot and crash and burn. But yeah. Most of the time, I just like, I don't know. I don't really get bothered by them. I hear some of the other guys talk about, oh, this person said this, it really kind of like triggered me or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah, it did at first, like when I was starting out more.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like I really put my heart into this and you didn't like it.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone, and I understand that. So I'm going to keep doing what I do, and some people will like it, some won't.
I think just because like, to me, like I know like comments on the internet are like always like brutal and mean. Like that's kind of like what makes the internet fun, right?
Yeah.
So like I kind of just I just was like, I don't know. It just never really crossed my mind to be bothered by that. But I will say, whenever I started doing Patreon, and when people would leave Patreon, it would make me feel bad, like I failed them or something. You know.
Does it tell you like exactly who left, or?
Yeah, it'll tell you. Like, if like sometimes there's like an exit interview that they do. So like they'll maybe say like, didn't give the content that I wanted, or sometimes they can write something that they, that they want to say or whatever. So,
oh, wow.
I used to email people after they left and just ask them like, hey, like, did I do something wrong? And like, just so that I could know to like, for myself to like get, to do a better job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What I found when I would do that was most of the time when people left, it was like financial reasons. They were like, oh, I need to save for a new car, or oh, my wife's pregnant, and, or whatever. It never really was like, I guess the people that didn't freaking care, or they just didn't bother responding, right?
Yeah, I guess no one would pay you just to tell you that like you suck at this or something. Like, here's $1. I hate you.
Right? If you want to hate me for $1, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm in for $1.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I don't know, like that, like, but after a while, I just kind of got like, I guess, a little numb to it. So now I don't really pay attention to it anymore. I'm kind of like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
People come and go, and they have their own reasons, but I don't know, for whatever reason that did affect me,
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Cause it's like, like I think the reason that it bothered me too is because it was like, they're a fan, like, and you feel like if they left, like you must let them down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So
I think it's usually just more, like you said, financial reasons, and life gets hard sometimes. And
and sometimes, I mean, and like, I have to like put it in my own perspective too, where it's like, dude, I leave other people's Patreon all the time too. Just like, I supported them for a little bit. That's all I wanted to do. And like, you know what I mean? So
right.
Get over it, Rob.
Yeah.
Have you thought about doing Patreon?
Yeah. My friends have been egging me on to do it. And I know I should. I just feel like I spend so much time just making one video a week. I'm like, ugh, I don't know if I can commit to making more content, even if it's like once a month.
Yeah, but you can make more content. You can just use like cuts of what you are doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about it.
You should go on and sign up for some other people's Patreons and just to see. That's what I did when I first started. I signed up for like, whoever the people were that I wanted to, like, I was like BKXE and Seth and Alex, just to kind of see what they were doing and how they were doing it,
Yeah.
And then for me, when I first started, I would just, I'm sorry, I started reading and I was like, oh wow, totally forgot I was on a freaking podcast. So yeah, no, when I first started, what I would do is, because I was doing a lot of trail videos back then, right? So usually you go through your footage and you like have this like 45 minutes of video that you're going to then cut down into something, right?
Right.
So what I would do is right there, I would just render that. And then that's a rough cut. And people like to watch it,
Okay.
It didn't have any extra, and it was no extra effort. It was just like what I was doing anyway. But lately, I haven't been able to do that as much because I'm not doing as many trail videos.
Right.
And the way that I'm putting together the videos that I'm doing now, I'm kind of like, I'm not going through that same process, where, so it's like, there's no long cut to like a shorts review. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah. You want to hear more?
You want to see me like not on the camera for like 3 minutes when I'm walking around my backyard, change, like,
right.
Like, I don't know, like what, how to do that. So
yeah, exactly.
I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, I have some videos that I should probably go ahead and do like a rough cut, or like I should change my process a little bit. Some of them that I could have done a rough cut, I didn't, because I was kind of like, I kind of changed my whole process where I'm like just building the video as I go instead of going through everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, so, but I don't think it's more efficient, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? I guess I definitely have to go through and do more trail stuff. So I feel like I need to get back to that.
It gets hard once you've like done all the trails, in your local area.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's only so many you can film over and over. And I don't know, maybe show some features that you were scared of a year or two ago and go hit that, or
Yeah,
like that.
I was thinking about going back through and like redoing some of the videos that I did at like specific trails, just because like I feel like like I'm better at creating videos now, and I'm like not happy with those old ones, I don't I'm not proud of those videos.
Yeah.
And it's funny though, because it's like, it doesn't make any sense, because it's like those videos are what got me to where I'm at. You know what I mean? So obviously they were good enough for people to hit the subscribe button on. That's true. But from my perspective, I'm like, I watch them and I'm like cringing. I'm like, should have cut there, should have cut there, should have put oh, look, guess what? Rob was lazy and didn't color correct that. Weird. Like, it's like, oh man, like, I don't know. So I don't know.
Yeah, I watch my old ones and I sound so sad.
Really?
In the voiceover. I don't know why. Like, I don't know what I was sad about, but it's like the most depressing voiceover to listen to. And even though I'm like, I really like making videos, but I'm not gonna let you know that, because I don't know. So I was like, yeah, I should probably delete those and redo them, or
that's one.
Try to sound more lively now.
Yeah, that's one thing that's nice about YouTube though, is that you can't change them after they've been up,
Yeah.
Because my like personality would be going back and like redoing them all every time I learned something new.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it would just be like this exponential amount of work that I would get myself to a place where I'd either like cut my ear off, or like, like, do the old Vincent Van Gogh, or I would just like quit, like, it's just, so it sucks though when you upload something and like you got a typo in it, I stopped trying to put words on the screen just because of that.
Yeah. And I don't think viewers understand that you can't go back and change it, because I get comments sometimes like, well, this isn't true anymore, this isn't there anymore, you should go back and redo the video. I'm like, no, I can't do that. Like, I wish I could, but sorry.
Yeah, well, then you like lose all the views on that one. And I was telling somebody about a project that I was thinking about doing, was going back to one of my old edits and redoing the whole thing, but like with the same footage. Yeah. Just to see like if I could really make a better video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And then like just telling people in like like do like a bumper on the front of it or something, like, hey, this is a remake of this video. Check it out.
The reboot.
Yeah. And
like a reboot.
Yeah. So that would be kind of neat just to do, like, just to see like how you could doctor it up, like with better editing or something like that. Or maybe it's just a dumb idea. I don't know.
No, because it's incredible, like the different stories you can tell with the same footage.
Yeah.
There's always a story to be found somewhere in there, and it'd be interesting.
Yeah, maybe I just go back and add more footage though too. That would be the other thing. But use that original footage, like, because back then, like, I didn't have a drone, so I could go out and like take some drone shots and other like B-roll things, and you know what I mean, and then just like build a better video than initially. There's this one that I did that was pretty funny. A lot of people liked, and I always feel like when I watch it now, I'm like, man, this video could have been so much better. But I don't know. Do you have anything like that? Ones that you like didn't like?
Every single upload.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh man, I could have spent a little more time on this, but yeah, I mean, I'm finding like my groove now. It feels like that. I have like a little style, I guess, of my own, and I can be consistent with it, which is a good feeling, because 2-3 years ago I was just like, I'm gonna try this now, and then now I'm gonna try this, and you go back and watch some of them, like, that didn't work.
What I think is really funny is the silly face that you do at the beginning of your videos.
Oh,
yeah.
Deadpan.
Yeah, just crack. I was like, that's funny.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I like your sense of humor, though. I mean, like, even with that e-bike thing, like the way that you kind of like the camber of your talking, like the way that you kind of pitched it, almost like an infomercial, almost a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I like doing that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good, dude. It's definitely like I haven't been on your channel in a while, so like whenever Josh mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that guy's channel.
Right.
And I went over there and I was like, dude, this is good. I mean, obviously you saw me start commenting on stuff.
Yeah, thank you, man.
But yeah, I like go through these stages where I delete all my subscriptions.
Really?
Like I get irritated with YouTube, like telling me what to watch. So I unsubscribe from everybody. I'm like, screw you. I'll do what
tells me what to do.
Right. And then like I'll be like, oh, I'll just go to the channels whenever I want to see that stuff. And then like over time, I'm like, oh, I forgot about that one. And then I like start subscribing again. It is cycle. Whenever YouTube came out with that thing where they show you like how long somebody's been subscribed, I'm like, oh crap. Now everybody knows. Like
10 minutes.
Right.
I thought we were friends. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Man, dude, I've like unsubscribed from everybody so many times. And right now I'm in the on the uptick right now. I'm like freaking just subscribing all over the place.
Everyone.
Right? Yeah. So I know it's coming soon. It's gonna be
the purge.
The purge. I'm getting rid of everybody again.
I have cut back a little bit, like watching YouTube. I feel like that's kind of been helpful with like making videos because I'm not so concerned now about what everyone else is doing. And because sometimes you'll watch a ton of videos and you're like, oh, like this person just did that and they already did this. I can't do it. And it's kind of like, I don't know.
I've never let that stop me though.
Yeah, I shouldn't like, but I just feel weird sometimes. Like I don't want to, redo something someone's already done, but nothing's truly original in a sense anymore.
Right. Is there a video that you've tried to make a few times and just doesn't work?
Yeah. Like I was working on one the other day. Instead of that Christmas one is like 5 upgrades for beginner biker or something like that. And then like GMBN released the exact same video a couple days before I was working on it.
Oh, that sucks.
And normally I wouldn't mind, but like the 5 things they picked were the exact same 5 things I picked.
Oh shit.
I was like, I can't spin this. Like, well, I wrote the script first. GMBN stole the idea. So I was like, I'll either do it later or just scrap it. Like,
yeah. I've recorded writing video like so many times.
Yeah.
And every time I go to edit, I'm like, this is crap. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I got to figure out how to do it right. I feel like, but everybody I talk to is like, dude, every night riding video never does well. I'm like, but I'll show them.
Right. This is the one that will.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a video go viral.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened. What's the most views you got on one of yours?
Like we're pushing 200,000.
Holy shit, on one video?
Yeah.
What see? Everybody's got a good video except for me.
I'm sure you got one, right?
No, I think my best video is like 30K.
Really?
Yeah. What's the 200,000 video?
Like the best 5 hardtails under 1,200.
Oh man, you're killing it, dude.
I think it just hit at the right time. Like I released it in May, right after the stimulus check came out. That's why I did it. That's why I did the $1,200.
Oh, nice.
Oh, like, here's 5 bikes you can buy with your stimulus check, and just like, I don't know, it just like took off. I was like, oh, people are interested in this,
right?
Yeah. It didn't translate to subscribers.
It didn't.
I mean, it did, but not like the millions I was expecting off of it.
Yeah. That's the millions expecting. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's super cool, man. It's I don't know about you, but like I definitely like when I release a new video, it's so fun to get on there and just like watch the views change, and like the comments come in. And I think that's probably like part of the reason that, we do this. Like it's definitely addicting,
It is.
Like it feels good,
Yeah. I like try to treat this as a job in a sense now, because I'm like, man, I wake up every day and I'm like excited to do this. I like it. I don't feel that way about normal work much. So like,
did you get laid off or something?
Yeah. I was furloughed.
Oh, that sucks.
So,
what did you do for a job?
I was in the events industry.
Events industry. So
yeah, so like I worked for an audiovisual company doing like event planning and sales.
Oh wow.
And that industry collapsed.
Yeah, right.
Because I mean, my business is getting people together,
right?
Hundreds of people in a room to listen to a presentation or something, and like it's just gone. Like I've been in the industry like 10 years.
Yeah.
And in a week, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to like let you go." So
yeah.
It sucked at first. Like, man, I need to find a job like immediately, but I kind of viewed it as like an opportunity. I was like, well, I have this YouTube thing. I can try to like put some effort into it, see how it grows, and now's the chance to do it. That's why I've been able to take like a couple trips and stuff. And
so it's definitely a good time for you to try the Patreon thing then, dude.
Exactly. That's what everyone keeps telling me. And I will. I think for 21.
Yeah.
I'll go for it.
I'll tell you, it's one of those things that I felt like I needed to be at a certain number of subscribers until I could start it. And after I finally did it, I was like, I should have done that sooner. Like, I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah.
So
I felt that way about merch. Like I was like, who would buy a shirt with this on it? And eventually I was like, well, I'm just gonna put it up. And you know, they sold some. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
So I guess Patreon would be the same thing.
Yeah, totally, man. I think you should do it, dude. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Some people like, I mean, you could do it. I mean, you could set it up like a tip jar, kind of like that's why I have that dollar one where it's like, dude, like seriously, $1. Like that's not that big of a deal, dude. You could support like 5 or 6 YouTube channels for like, $6. You know, like that really helps, So freaking like, yeah. I do the same thing with Patreon as I do with my subscribers too. I like have a bunch of people. For a long time, I had myself like a cap. Like I didn't want to spend more than $20 on Patreon.
Yeah.
I figured like $20 a month, like
Right.
supporting channels that I liked, and if I wanted to like get rid of, like if I wanted to like support another one, I had to like drop one or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I don't remember, somewhere along the line, I was like, needed to save money for something or something like that. And I like peeled them all back.
Yeah. It adds up.
Yeah. But now I think I have like 3 people on Patreon right now. I think I have Seth and Alex, Single Track Gambler, and the dude up north. I just had him on the show a little bit ago. I can't think of the name right now. Shreddist. Yeah.
Oh, Shreddist. Okay.
Yeah. I really like his series that he's doing about the rebuilding of the van.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
It's like an old Astro, right?
Yeah. It's like a 90 like a mom van, like
yeah.
I think it's really cool, like that it's like, super budget instead of the go buy a $50,000 van and spend another $50,000 on it,
Right. I did a van video this summer.
Oh yeah.
It upset a lot of people. Like, well, I don't know who, but I got a lot of comments because I titled it like, "Oh, van conversion for under $500," and then like all these people got in the comments like, "That's a $20,000 van. That's not under $500." I was like, "Well, no, obviously the van's not $500." But yeah, I bought like a tiny van this summer, and
oh yeah,
all I did was put like a cot in it basically, and some shelves and stuff, and it's super cheap.
What van is it?
The Ford Transit Connect.
Oh yeah, right on.
Little city vans, but
do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah,
I sleep in it, and
yeah,
it's comfy. Like it helps me take more trips because I'm not spending money on hotels or Airbnbs or anything. So
do it so bad.
Yeah, it's cool.
I really, really want to do it. I keep like going back and forth over buying a new one or a used one.
Yeah,
I feel like buying a used one is probably the best way though. Save some money.
Probably if you're going with like a full size one.
Yeah,
I would, but I wanted like a new, like it's a 2020, so but they're cheap, like the smaller ones, because I'm not going to live in it full time. So
right,
that was the premise behind it. And yeah, it drives around the city fine, and it's gone on 3 or 4 trips now, and it's comfy.
Huh. Yeah, I want to get like the, I don't know, like not the super big one, but the kind of like the one that's about the size of my pickup, you know?
Yeah.
Then because I want to build it in a way that the lady would actually be okay with it, you know?
Yeah, that takes some convincing.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince her and it's not working. So I feel like the only thing I can do is like buy it and build it. And see if once we go on a trip that she's in for it.
If you build it, they will come.
That's the plan. I feel like if you build it and you like don't like it, that you should be able to sell it for probably it's worth at that point. Because those things that are built out, like if you look at those places that like build them out and just sell them, they're like $100,000
easily.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's crazy.
And I know myself, like I'm not going to do a half-assed job. Like I'm gonna deck it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure that I'd probably end up spending, $20K on whatever I'm putting inside of it.
Nice.
But I'm just making the assumption. I don't even know how much the shit costs. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just guessing. You know what I mean? Like, but at that point, like that thing should be worth, a fair amount to somebody else,
Oh, for sure. They're kind of like bikes right now. Like everyone's buying one, and
right.
Same with motorhomes and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that was my thinking. Like if I had $100,000 to spend on a van or an RV, I'd probably just get a motorhome. It already has everything in it, generator, and I guess the van would too, but just a little bit bigger.
I like the idea of how small they are, though. Like
True.
To be able to still like, because to me, like, then where am I going to put that thing? Like, I have to go rent a parking space, like mini storage place or something. You know, where like that van I could still put in my driveway. And like something like that. So
yeah, my van's very inconspicuous. Like no one's gonna assume I'm sleeping in there. I slept at Walmart a few nights, and it just looks like a work van.
Right.
With like some tin foil on the windows just to keep people out. I did it super half-assed, but it works for me.
It was under $500, dude. So.
Exactly. It's about saving that money.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely not that person. Like I try to be that person. Like in my head, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do something on the cheap, and then I like instantly turn it into like way more.
All in.
Oh yeah. But I'm like convincing myself all along the way. Like just that's the one thing that keeps getting me out of it. Like what I do is I start out with looking for a tent for the back of my truck. And then I'm like, oh, I should just get a camper shell. And then I should just get a teardrop. And then I should just get a van. And then I go through the van process of looking for the van. And then like, okay, there's 3 hours of searching on the internet for this whole scenario. And I get to the point of, why am I spending $40,000 on this? And then I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And then just wait a couple months and I'll do it again.
Yeah. That $60 search turns into $50,000 easily.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't know how that happens, but
yeah, I do that with bikes. I'm like, I need a small part, and then it's like, I might as well just get a brand new bike.
Yeah,
and fix it all.
Yeah, probably, huh?
Yeah.
So if you got a new bike tomorrow, like if you got like a new stimulus check that could only be spent on bicycles, like what bike would you buy?
If it had to be like a full suspension, I like the Norco Optic. Their short travel trail bike.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah. How much travel does it have?
I think it's 140 in the front and then 125 out back.
Oh, nice.
And that's like the sweet spot, I think.
Yeah.
At least for where I live. I don't
know. I feel like the same thing. You said that earlier about, I meant to bring it back up about going shorter travel. And I'm with you, dude. I feel like most people are overbiked.
Oh, yeah.
And like way overbiked. And I don't understand like why they're like putting more and more suspension on these like 29ers where it's like, dude, where are these trails that you think these people are riding?
I know.
Like,
I say that all the time. Like, well, you see enduro bikes out here on these like pretty green flat trails. I'm like, man, you're carrying a lot of extra bike you don't need. And
yeah.
I
mean, My hardtail really like kind of opened my eyes to that, and it made me realize that almost everything that I ride, I could ride on my hardtail. But then, it's like certain point where it's like, man, it just beats your back up. So that's why I started really thinking about getting a short travel 29er, like something like that, like basically like what you're saying, like 125 millimeters of suspension on the back end, like something enough to like take the edge off of the trails that are super chattery, like, and then if I have 140 fork on my chameleon, so I mean that thing eats up everything, dude.
Yeah, easily.
You know what I mean? Like there's very little that I'm riding that fork's like, hey,
right?
You know what I mean, like
too much.
I don't feel like I'm really hitting anything that needs that much suspension. Even with my Bronson, I mean, if I'm bottoming that thing out, it's probably because I screwed up. You know what I mean? Like it's just saving life. That's all.
Yeah, that'd be a hard impact. Like bottom that out. So I was looking at like XC bikes for a little bit, like 100 mil of travel. Like they're pretty cool.
I like the I like the still. I want it to be slack.
Yeah.
I at least for like what I ride around here, I could see the area that you're in. Maybe that a little more appealing.
They're starting to get pretty slack. I was looking at this XC hardtail and it has like a 67-degree head tube angle, which
that's not too bad.
That's what my Jeffsy had like 3 years ago. So I'm like, it's basically a trail bike with 100 mil of travel. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like that market should come back around. I would think that people are going to realize that they don't need all the suspension that they have.
Yeah.
But who knows? People just like spending money though too, and sometimes
it's true.
Down to
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I would really like to get that Santa Cruz tall boy.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, and just put 140 mil fork on it, and that would be fun. But I need to work out a deal with Santa Cruz. I need to figure out how to get that to happen.
Have you talked to them?
No. I don't think they would even freaking answer my email if I sent it to them.
They might. I mean, you've done a lot of free promotion for them in a sense. Like,
yeah, maybe. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't want to ask, because I'm afraid of getting like denied. So then I'm like, if I don't ask, then I'm like, well, it could happen.
Yeah, wait till the 20,000 subs or whatever, and then reach out.
Yeah, I've been telling myself I had this idea that I want to pitch to him, and I've been like, I almost tried to reach out last week. I think I'm going to do it before this year is over. I'm going to reach out to him and see what happens.
You should. I've been reaching out to some of these bike companies, just like, oh, do you have a demo bike? And a lot of them are actually pretty receptive to it.
Really?
Yeah. Like I was actually surprised. Like I would just send them those list videos I was making, especially if their bike was on it. I was like, look, people are interested in this. It's got close to 200,000 views, and I'd like to get my hands on it just, for a week or so just to try it out. And a lot of them are like, oh, cool. They like, when COVID kind of stops being so crazy, like we'll be happy to let you demo it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's super cool, dude.
Yeah. So Santa Cruz might be possible for you.
I need to make a 200,000 view video first though.
Yeah. You got to get clickbaity maybe. Just like Santa Cruz is awful.
Right. Santa Cruz sucks.
And then at the beginning, like, just kidding. That's great. Here's
right.
Yeah. So
yeah, we'll see, man. One of these days I'm going to actually break down and reach out to him. So we'll see. So you said the Norco, huh?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. I feel like they were kind of the first ones to start to shift the focus away from longer travel. And they're like, this bike rips and it's still a short travel bike. So because everyone else follows.
Yeti has something like that too now, don't they?
Like a SB 100 or something, or 115, something like that.
I'd like to ride one of those.
Yeah.
I rode a SB5 a long time ago, and I just like had really shitty tires on it, and I was just coming off of an injury. So I think that's why, for whatever reason, I didn't like the bike at all.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's the bike I wanted to buy instead of my original Bronson. And I don't know. I feel like maybe I need to give him another shot at it,
Yeah.
Then I can get a dentist bike.
There you go.
Right.
Then we'll know you're rich.
Right. Yeah. There we go.
Rather than assuming.
Then I'd have to sell all my other bikes and get all Yetis. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in with Santa Cruz. That's their thing. I would really like to be able to work with them. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I really like their bikes. So it's like really, it would be really like easy for me to do that. I feel like if I like penned a deal with some other bike company, that everybody would be like, he sold out. You know what I mean? Because everybody knows like I'm a Santa Cruz fanboy, right?
Right. Yeah.
like it's not a shocker whenever I'm like, hey, I got a new bike, and everybody's like, what is it? Yeah, you know it's gonna be a Santa Cruz.
Right.
Who are you kidding?
I look forward to your Mongoose sponsorship.
Right? Oh man.
Like, oh, they got him a paycheck.
Right?
Yes.
Dude, what happened to that company, man? I don't know.
How are you kicking, I guess?
How old are you?
34.
34. So you're a bit younger than me. When I was a kid, man, Mongoose was like the bike to have. Like they were like the BMX bike that you wanted to own.
Yeah. The mag wheels.
Yeah.
They actually still make full suspension bikes that look pretty cool. Like not the ones they sell at Walmart, but they actually have high-end bikes. I'm like, oh.
I don't remember where I ran into it, but it was like some pro rider that like it was riding their bike, and I was like, what? And I like looked it up. Like they're still like on the cheaper side, like $2,000-$3,000 like that, but you still have like they do have a nicer bike.
Yeah, I would love to see one in person, like on the trails, like with the Fox 36. Like, oh
yeah, that'd be kind of crazy, right?
Yeah,
there you go, dude. I need to reach out to Mongoose and be like,
there you go.
You guys got a check? I'm in.
That's an opportunity we're both missing, I think.
Right? I think if I had the money to buy anything, I would get an e-bike. I think that's what I would do. I was trying to remember. I asked you that question there earlier, and I think that's just because, like, if it was like it just fell on my lap, you know, like having this opportunity, I'd have to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like like you're kind of screwing your buddies over though once you do that.
True.
Because now they all need to buy one too.
Yeah, or they're just left behind.
Right. Or you just can't ride with them anymore. You're like, whatever.
Right. So, I'm on a new level.
Yeah, dude.
Riding, so catch up.
I dropped the freaking bag, went packless, and now boom, battery.
Motor. I think I want to say like in 5 to 10 years, like almost everyone will probably be on an e-bike.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not. We'll check this in 10 years, but
yeah.
I already see like the prices coming down.
Yeah.
Like each one that gets released, like they have an even more budget option. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
If they get under like $5,000, it's kind of hard to buy an analog at that point.
Yeah, I mean it will be. And honestly, dude, that's the direction that the bike companies are going, you know. So it's just really interesting to see how that plays out with like the trail like access. I feel like the trail access is the only thing that's really going to keep it from like going
booming
like full on, you know.
Yeah.
Like if every trail out there right now, like there was like a law tomorrow that was like you can ride any mountain bike trail on an e-bike, it's okay. I feel like they would like seriously sell quick.
It would surge, because we went to Pisgah and it said no e-bikes on any trails. Like, oh, and that was a lot of climbing. So I was like,
yeah. So it's interesting, you know. So like on the other hand, like if they're not, you know, given all the access, I mean, there's people are poaching and stuff like that. So then that just makes it worse for them getting the access, you know. Or I don't know, man. I feel like that's the thing that holds it back. Is that
for sure.
But you know, I think the guy I was talking to this dude, and he was telling me he has a e-road bike, and the one that he has, like the motor and the battery is like all one piece. So you could like you take it out, and then the bike is like an analog bike.
Oh,
there's like a blank that you can put back in the spot so that it's like, you know,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was like, dude, if they did mountain bikes like that, that would be sick.
Yeah.
So then you can like do either or, you know, like you have like a decent analog bike, or you can freaking throw the battery in and you're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
That would be super cool.
Oh yeah. It's crazy because like that, I think the new Specialized e-bike weighs 38 pounds, like the top of the line one. Like my normal bike weighs 35.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's insane. So
Yeah.
you could technically pedal it with the motor off if you had to.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, man. It's definitely something to think about. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I would, yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's how I reach out to Santa Cruz, asking for an e-bike. Can you give me a free e-bike?
Yeah, they've got 2 now. So
right? Yeah, they just released that other one, that the mullet one too. Yeah,
that would be sick.
That would be fun. It definitely would be fun. Maybe I can figure it out. Who knows? So
I'll email Santa Cruz first and see what they say, if they respond, and then if they're like Cobra Kyle, cool, biker, there you go. Like,
yeah, right.
Here's your in. They're very receptive to it.
Yeah,
I'm a nobody, and they couldn't wait to give me one.
Right. Maybe there's some guy that's working at Santa Cruz just sitting at a desk waiting for me to call. Like
I really wish someone would reach out to test our bikes. I don't. My job's so easy. I do nothing all day.
It's like, dude, I'm worried about getting laid off, man. Nobody's calling. Oh man, what a mess. So you got any trips planned for this next year? You said the 2 in the beginning. So
yeah,
and
Phoenix and hopefully Bentonville.
Yeah,
but
I'd like to go to Bentonville, man. That'd be fun.
It's so good.
Yeah,
I've been twice already, and it's great.
My lady used to do some work with Walmart, so that she would have to go there, and I never knew that there was mountain bike trails there or anything, you know. So she'd be like, going there all the time, and she'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to some podunk city in Arkansas," and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool, see you later," you know. And,
right.
Then, like, whenever those videos came out that like about all the trails, I was like, "Oh, dude, I want to go." I was like, "When's the next time you're going?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't do that account anymore." I'm like,
dang.
So I just found out that she's going to be working with them again. So
oh, cool.
So hopefully this COVID thing wraps up, and then I'll be able to go.
Yeah, it's awesome. I recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, because it's super cool, man. Because like whenever she's going for work, it's like hotel, and you know, I just got to pay for a plane ticket, right?
There you go.
So like that's like I'm in, dude.
Yeah,
I'm excited to go check that place out. It looks
fun. Do you have any plans for next year to travel, or?
At this point, dude, I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
You know, like the only thing that we're doing for sure is we're going to Sedona.
Oh, nice.
Same weekend that the fest is supposed to be. So who knows if the fest actually happens or not? It doesn't matter to us. We're going no matter what.
That's in March, right?
Yeah. It's like
okay.
In March.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
It'd be sweet.
It'd be awesome if the festival happens. Dude,
I hope it does.
I hope it does too, man. It would be kind of cool too if it's like, because that was like the last thing that I did before COVID, right? So like that, I wasn't sure if it was going to get canceled or not.
Yeah.
So it would be kind of cool to like wrap COVID up and put it to bed by like going back to Sedona and being like, okay, let's start this over again.
Full circle.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So here we are, man. Freaking 2 hours. That was
wow.
Look at that, dude.
Time flies.
Right? I always ask people before we get off, what other YouTube channels do you watch? Whether or not it's like mountain biking related or not. Like just what kind of stuff do you like to watch?
I watch a lot of car reviews. Like Doug DeMiro and Hoovie's Garage. And then I like Scotty Cranmer a lot, his BMX channel.
I like him too.
And then all the normal YouTube guys. I try to keep up with everyone. No front brakes because he lives nearby, and
his last
my friends. I should shout out my buddies in here that I saw them. So Ryan Drops and Shreds and Scott Smith MTB.
Oh yeah, so they're local in your area.
Yeah, well they live in Austin. So I ride with them quite a bit. And my buddy Dan is in here as well. I see him too.
All right, on dude. I club up in here, dude.
The Texas Trail Snakes. That's our little crew name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. You got to get some shirts made or something, man.
Yeah, we were thinking like doing jerseys or something, but
dude, I need a name for my clan too, man. I need something. That's awesome, dude. There's these guys that we ride with in Sedona. They're from Southern California, and their like group is called the Hot Mess Express.
That's good. That's good.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
The Texas Trail Snakes, though, dude.
Yeah,
now I definitely need to come up with a name.
For sure.
I don't know, but that's awesome, dude, man. I really appreciate you getting on the show, dude. Super fun.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. It was great chatting with you, dude. And you've been doing a great job, dude. So
thank you.
The extra effort that you're putting in, like your videos are super fun to watch, and keep at it, man. And I'm sure
appreciate it.
Before you know it, Santa Cruz will be sending you a check, man.
I know. I'll let you know first.
Right. So for all you guys that hung out this whole time, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button if you're here on YouTube and you enjoyed it. If you didn't, don't be that guy that hits the thumbs down. Just freaking forget about it.
Please don't.
If you want to hear more content like this, hit the subscribe button. If you guys are watching or listening, not watching, if you guys are listening to this on a podcast, do me a favor, like seriously, go by whatever podcast app it is and write a review about the podcast. It makes the podcast do better. Apparently it's like some kind of voodoo magic algorithm stuff that does it. And I like to go read the reviews. They're always fun to check out. So I really appreciate everybody hanging out. And if you want more content, like I said, hit the subscribe button. Thanks again, Kyle, man. It was really, really good time. And I want everybody else out there to remember one thing. It only takes a bike to be a biker. So get out and be one.